I have been off of social media for 21 days, and this is what I learned. What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video for you because I fasted social media for 21 days and I want to talk about what I learned. I have my notebook here where I wrote down all my points that I want to talk about. But for my church, we did a 21-day fast. Some people fasted food, a lot of people fasted one meal a day, etc. I chose to fast all liquids except for coffee and water, as well as social media. And in that fast, I did make one post that I committed to before the fast began, which was a sponsored post with Dunkin' Donuts. So I did post that, but I didn't do anything else on the app. I just posted it, closed it, and that was it. So I have been off of social media for 21 days, and this is what I learned. People are just people. So my view of people has become so warped that I forget people make mistakes. People are just people. Things happen. I often tend to glorify humans. I think people are perfect in my mind. I'm so unforgiving and cold because I just see what people are online. And that's perfect, you know? Like, a lot of people portray their lives to be completely flawless, and that just makes me so much more reserved. And like, I have a hard time forgiving people in real life because it appears that they're perfect all the time when they're not. Another thing I learned is I love social media. I don't think you have to be ashamed of loving social media. It's a creative outlet for a lot of people, including myself. I like photography, I like talking to people. It's a really big culmination of a lot of things that I like. It's my favorite way to stay connected with people, and I think that's okay. The third thing I learned is we don't even know how much we scroll through social media. My big inspiration for this fast was to not be on the apps that I just scroll through. So like TikTok, Instagram, not really Twitter, but kind of Pinterest, just something where I sit and scroll through things that don't mean much to me. I've never really tracked my usage. I have an Android, so I don't have that like handy dandy Apple app that tells you how often you're on social media. But at the beginning of the fast, I took the app off my home screen and I kept finding myself randomly going and clicking on the space where it should be without even realizing it. Like, what am I doing? I get bored and I just click on Instagram, scroll. So I realized that I was not even aware of how often I was just pointlessly scrolling through Instagram. So I don't think that a lot of us are aware that we're doing it so much. Something else I learned, you only need to follow people and pages that inspire you and like bring you joy. You don't have to follow pages that don't inspire you. And that sounds so obvious. Being away from social media has shown me that it's not necessary to keep up with people's lives that aren't in my real life. Like, I don't need to keep up with people from high school that I was never even friends with. I don't need to follow what they're doing every day. So I think that it's important to kind of, if you're scrolling and you look at something and you're like, oh, someone from high school is married. Wow, wish I was getting married, or whatever. Any example, unfollow them. Like, if they're not your friend, or if you wouldn't care to have a real conversation with them, then why are you following them? I kind of feel like if it's not someone I would talk to in real life, then why would I talk to them on the internet instead? Doesn't really make sense to me. So you really only have to follow people that you truly care about, or pages that inspire you. If you're following a celebrity that you just love and when you see something it makes you smile, I think that's awesome. I think that's the point. Another thing that kind of I realized through this cleanse is social media is a source of income. Whether people like to admit it or not, we're making money, you know? And it's probably the most minuscule source of income for myself personally, because I only do a sponsored post here and there. But for a lot of people, that's their complete income. And I think we have to basically admit that, yeah, we make money on social media and that's fine. And being away from it, you don't have as many opportunities to make money as you do when you're on it. It's really cool that, you know, I love to be creative, and if I can get paid to be creative and post something that I love, why wouldn't I? I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of if you're making money off social media. I think more power to you. I think it's awesome. Kind of going along with the fact that I love social media, I learned that I don't need social media, duh, right? Everybody kind of realizes we don't need social media, but I want it. Who cares, you know? If I want to have it, I want to have it. I don't think that it's anything to hide or, you know, be upset about. I think it's so cool. Another thing I have to say, and that I've learned, and that may be an unpopular opinion, but I think TikTok is one of the best forms of online expression of our generation. I know it kind of follows along Vine, but I didn't really ever get into Vine, and I love TikTok. I'm 21 years old and probably not even in the target market, honestly, but I think TikTok is awesome for kids. I think it's awesome for teens, adults. I've never been on an app that I've seen more generations of people on at once. It encourages creativity amongst all ages, and that is huge, like in today's society, for people to come on and share what they have to say. I think it's so cool. I think it allows everyone to be included. There's little niches all throughout TikTok that you can be a part of, and I think it's a big part of how kids can kind of let their creative energies out, and adults too. Another thing I learned, I kind of stole this from Katie Bellotti's podcast, called Thick and Thin, but one of the things she said in her podcast episode, I think it was like the most recent or the second most recent, is that it's not that hard to listen to people. And I've realized that too, being off social media and having more meaningful conversations in my real life. It's not hard to just listen to someone and care what they have to say. And if you cannot, for the life of you, care about what they have to say, then maybe think about that relationship or that friendship and think about what it means to you. Is it important to you? Because if it is, you might care what they have to say. And if you don't care, then maybe there's an underlying reason for that, and that needs to be figured out. And you want people to listen to what you have to say, and I think that you should reciprocate that. And the last 2 points are, I want to use social media for good, and what I have to say is important. Like I said, since I've been off social media, I've had so many great conversations with great people that are real and raw and honest, and having those conversations really made me realize that I do have a lot to say. It is important to people, it's helpful to people, and if I can share that on the internet with even more people, I think it's gonna do a lot of good, even if it's only touching one life or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 100 or 1,000,000. It doesn't really matter to me, because if what I have to say can help someone, I should share it. Because what I have to say is important, I value it, and I think that other people could value it too. And that goes along with using social media for good. I just want to share my message and help people be positive and confident. In my real life, I've helped a lot of people to become more confident in themselves, and it's so amazing to just watch people embrace their body and their personality and just become who they always have been meant to be. And if I can help someone else do that, I'd love to. So that's all I have for you guys on what I learned being off social media for 21 days. I will say I've been back on for like 2 or 3 days, and I already use it way less. I play more games on my phone. I have more conversations with people in real life. I'm already feeling more meaningful in what I have to say. And yeah, the whole point of the 21-day fast is to bring you closer to God. And I just feel like I am closer to God, and through that I can be a light. I think I can be a light, and I can help people, and that's all I really want to do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!